welcome to another World of Tanks subscriber replay. My name as always is Maxwell, and today's video is from the user. Bear with me because I'm going to make a horrible mess of pronouncing this. Buen. That's the user Buen, and he is driving the BatChat 25-ton on an encounter battle on Himmelsdorf. And you may notice from the chat log that this replay comes straight to us from one of our Russian cousins. Yes, that's right, this is from the Russian server. You may also remember that I've brought you a replay from the BatChat only recently, where our friend Boo MSX did a fantastic job of picking up a mountain of kills. But so obviously you can tell that if I'm bringing you another BatChat replay so soon, there is obviously something special about this one. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy what is about to unfold. So straight away, heading over to Death Alley, spots out the SU-12254. And amazingly, first shot of the game, manages to ammo rack him and take him out. And then is able to drive away. Sees the tortoise. He's had his shot and missed, unfortunately, so just going to waste some ammunition trying to get through that ridiculous front armor of this tank. Manages to get a little bit of damage on him. It was over 400, but I say a little bit compared to the 2,000 hit points that he has. Sorry about that, something going slightly awry with my microphone there, but we are back. So just going to be backing off until he gets this long reload of the cannon complete. As you see, it takes a hell of a long time, not just over, well, just coming up to 3/4 of the way done now. Pops himself out to have a look at this tortoise, who gets set on fire. So he's going to come up beside him to see if he can get some damage through that side armor. And there we go, able to pick up his second kill of the match through the side armor of that already damaged tortoise there. So spots out a T-54, knows that he's got more than enough damage to be able to get the best of this guy. Luckily, he was able to take out his track, gets his own track eliminated, but able to take out the T-54 before he's able to capitalise too much on that, and picking up his third kill of this match. Drives straight into the corpse of the T-54, not sure why there, perhaps he thought he could drive directly over the top. Thought he would look like a total badass, but unfortunately just crashed into him and wasn't able to do anything about that. So it looks like his allies on top of the hill aren't having a very good time of this. Getting slightly overrun by heavy tanks there, but going to do their best to defend. And it looks like a Centurion Mark 1 has gotten through the allied lines here and is coming in on the M40, M43. So our man here, Buen's just going to come round and see if he can finish off the Centurion Mark 1, which he does in style, picking up his fourth kill so far of the match. It's not going particularly well for the allies here, losing 9-4 at the moment, evening that up slightly at 9-5. Finds the enemy's second T-54 here and takes him out on the fly there, picking up his fifth kill now of the match. So it looks like they are losing on the left-hand flank, which is where the cap zone is, and now losing on the hill. Although his platoon mate there in the other BatChat has decided to push directly through the enemy lines and is going to be trying to take out the enemy's artillery here. If he's able to do that, then that'll eliminate a significant amount of their firepower, considering that they have 4 artillery pieces. Although it looks like he's almost certainly reloading, as he hasn't actually been able to take anybody out as of yet and gets himself eliminated. Although the interference that he has ran has allowed his platoon mate and an allied T-54 to get behind enemy lines here, and they're just going to hunt down and seek out as many of these artillery pieces as they can. Looks like the Lorraine 155 managed to get a shot on him there, but it's going to be for naught as he comes round and picks up both of them for one shot each. The T-54 gets himself eliminated by the SU-14, although that does mean the SU-14 is now going to have to reload. Oh, and unfortunately misses one of his shots there. But luckily should have just, there we go. I was going to say, should have enough damage in those 2 remaining shells to take out those 2 artillery pieces, although they are losing quite significantly now at 13-10. Only 2 tanks for themselves left on the battlefield. Himself and this tortoise, the Tier 9 tank destroyer for the British there. Unfortunately though, our man here, Buen, has a very long reload left, not even 3/4 of the way done. So by the time he gets up to back up his ally, he may not be able to get there and save him in time, unfortunately. Reload just about finished now. Spots at T62A. Fantastically able to take him out, and really lucky there, gets to set him on fire as well, so only needing one shell. As you may have seen before, shells in this tank are at a bit of a premium, as our last guy, Boo MSX, managed to fire through every single one of his shells by the end of the game. So going to come around behind the object 268 there, able to take him up before he's able to turn around and get his gun on target. So brilliant bit of play there. And now he's just going to drop back as he's still outnumbered 3-1 there. Going to see if he can get a shot on this artillery. He's quite a distance away, has a shot, but not quite able to get that on target there. Very lucky being able to get a shot on that T-34 there as he backs away. So just going to reload his cannon now and head basically back into the city to try and fade out of view and come at the enemy from a different direction. Switching over to HE shells now. Once his reload was a little bit done, decided that he's going to switch over to HE rounds. Not 100% sure why he's decided to do that. Probably because he's only got 4 shells of regular ammunition left, so probably just going to see what he can do with these HE shells. Now there is a there was a T-34 up on the top of this hill, so possibly just thinking that with his superior speed and maneuverability he would be able to get behind this T-34. And the HE shells will be able to go through. It was because he only had 2 hit points left. Luckily his allies probably reported that fact, so knew that he would be able to pick him up just with those HE rounds, and didn't want to waste any of his regular rounds taking that guy out. So that was his 12th kill of the match, being absolutely nail-biter so far, although they are still losing 14-13. He is against 2 tanks. He's against another T-34, and what was that artillery left? It was the M40, M43. If I remember rightly, that T-34 does have pretty much full hit points left though. The M40, M43 is fairly damaged, but that doesn't really matter, to be honest, as one shot from any round from this tank would be enough, I'm pretty sure, to be able to 100 to 0 him in one go. So if memory serves, the M40, M43 was hiding around the J's and the K's in lane 1 and 2 there. So he's just going to come around the bottom. My idea would be to come and try and eliminate the artillery and then try and draw the T-34 out. I'm not sure if the T-34 has sufficient alpha damage to be able to take this BatChat out with a single round. I think he would need 2 shots. So if the BatChat has a full clip, he should hopefully be able to take out the T-34 in that exchange. But again, he's probably just going to be hunting for the artillery first, as he's got the biggest cannon and can almost certainly take him out in one shot. So just going to have to try and get him out of the battle first. Although if I was that artillery, I'd probably be up in the cap zone with the T-34 to allow the T-34 to defend him. Strength in numbers, as it were. He's just going to head out onto the train tracks to see if he can spot him out without having to go too far out into the open. Not quite able to get eyes on anybody yet. Spots the T-34, although the T-34 is fairly well hidden. So not quite able to get a shot on him, unfortunately. Luckily though, the T-34 not able to get a shot on him, so he knows that that's where the T-34 is. Judging by the speed that this base cap is going up, then the artillery isn't in the cap zone, and the artillery does now know whereabouts he is, so he's going to have to leave and reposition. So just going to head straight up the centre here. Probably going to try and get into the train station, where the train cars are, as that will provide some good cover, and with this tank only having a small height, you can probably take some good cover behind the rubble there. Knows that he's definitely got enough time, as the timer ticks up very, very slowly on these encounter battles, and there is still 5 minutes on the battle clock. So again, still sort of casting around and trying to find the enemy's artillery. Not having much luck though, the artillery staying well hidden. Spots out the T-34 again and gets spotted himself. So he's going to have to play this one very carefully and be a little bit sneaky. Got to be careful that he doesn't get taken out by the enemy's artillery here. So just waiting till he fades back into the fog of war until he can no longer be seen, and then he's going to use that opportunity to advance forwards. Obviously the benefit of taking this position here is that you can't be hit by the enemy's artillery if it comes at you directly from above. So probably going to try and lure this T-34 into taking a bad shot, and then hopefully going to capitalise on that. So going to poke himself out just ever so slightly, although they've probably both faded back into the fog of war now. Just going to try and lure this T-34 into firing by poking just his tracks out from the rear there. Try and get him to fire. Oh, and there we go. The T-34 takes his shot, but unfortunately not quite able to get a hit. And with these HE shells, he's able to get a lot of damage right through the top of the turret of this T-34. Although you see the T-34 getting back into position to take his shot, so he knows that he's obviously reloaded. To be honest, as I said earlier, I don't think that T-34 has the damage to be able to eliminate him in one shot, so he probably could have stayed on target there. But now that T-34 only has that 84 hit points left, so he's almost certainly just one shot from death, and that turret not being strong enough to provide the protection that he needs. So you can see the T-34 hasn't moved now, and that sixth sense hasn't popped up, so he knows for a fact that he hasn't been spotted getting into this position. So just going to poke himself out like that, knowing that he can't be seen because that sixth sense didn't pop up. Oh, has a shot and doesn't quite hit, although he has been spotted now, and his second shot unfortunately ricochets, so he's only got 3 rounds left, 2 of the regular rounds and 1 H. In fact, that's not a HE round, that's a premium round, so I stand corrected. He didn't switch to HE rounds earlier to get a kill on that T-34, he switched to his only stash of premium shells. So again, going to try and lure this T-34 into having a disadvantageous shot, a shot that he's almost certainly likely to miss, and then that would allow our man here to be able to eliminate him at his leisure. Still not 100% sure where this artillery is though, so we've got to be careful here because the artillery not in the cap zone. Oh, misses his first shot! Absolutely amazingly though, able to take him out with the second shot. As I said earlier, that T-34 not quite having the alpha damage to be able to take him out in one shot, although now he has this mammoth reload to wait for, and he only has 1 premium shell left. So obviously panicking a little bit, because when you've killed 12 of the enemy and you are alone against 2 enemy tanks, you are almost certainly going to be a little twitchy on that trigger finger and a little twitchy on the keyboard keys. So not surprising that he missed that first shot there. Going to be playing with this M40 artillery here. Only 1.5 minutes left on the clock. He's got 1 premium round left, and this artillery will be more than capable of taking him out in a single shot, having only 140 hit points left. You can't even go for the ram, because I'm fairly sure that artillery will weigh more than the BatChat, so that one wouldn't be advantageous for him. Faded back into the fog of war now. Again, going to try and lure him into having his shot and missing, but he's got to be very careful as he only has this 1 round left. Got to try and lure the M40 into making a mistake. Oh, unfortunately, and he does manage to do... Oh, no, he's got to be so careful as he only has 1 round left. Not quite able to lure him into making a mistake there, but he's going to try and rely on his speed and maneuverability. Oh, and there we go. The M40 thinking that he was going to continue driving. He didn't continue driving. He stopped and reversed and picked up his 14th kill of the match there, winning that one single-handedly. Absolutely amazing gameplay there from what was the Buen. is how I decided to pronounce it. So absolutely amazing. I don't think I have end plates for this one, which is a bit of a shame. Hopefully if Buen is watching this video, then he can give you a link to some end plates if he has them. So absolutely amazing piece of play there, picking up 14 kills and pretty much single-handedly winning that match, keeping his cool in very, very difficult situations and only missing a couple of important shots there. So absolutely brilliant replay. Thank you very much for sending that one in. Thank you to you guys for watching, and I will catch you next time.